Hey YouTube, Temple Crazed here. How are we all doing today? Huh? How are we all doing? Hey Ray, how's it going today? How's it going today? Uh, okay, well, got a little mail call here. Nothing special. Nothing special. Hey Rosie, got something happening, I guess. Grocery shop. Ray, it seems like every time I talk to you, you're grocery shopping, man. Commander! Commander, you're here. Sweet. There we go. Get that done. All right. So, Commander, the thing is I mod everybody in the I mod everybody in our chat. That way, we know whether or not they're if they're a true believer or just a bot. Oh boy, oh boy. Anyway, so everybody gets a mod. Everybody is a standard mod except for Ray. Ray's been with me for a long time. He's actually a the heck do they call you? Ray, what kind of mod are you? I don't remember. Let's see. You're a managing mod, which means that you get to manage things or something. I don't know. Basically, you can kick anybody except for me. You can kick another mod out. You can do all that stuff. So anyway, so we got a little mail call today. Not a huge thing, okay? Don't get crazy up in here. All right, so let's pull up the scope. Ooh, blurry. Oh well. So we got this. We're not going to open this roll here, folks. This is a 1971 Denver Bank of America roll. Um, the fun thing is let's see if we can get this to focus up. This is an original bankroll. Brown paper. You can see that in there at 71 Denver right there. See that? The highest, I believe it's a 60 or 66, I think, is the highest known grade on this roll or on this penny, and that's like a $270 penny. So, I mean, being this is an original bankroll, there could be a $400 or $500 penny sitting in here. We don't know, and I'm not going to open it and find out. But what we are going to open are these. These are 4 rolls of quote unquote uncirculated wheat pennies. We've had from this guy before. They are usually turn out really good. Also, we got this Buffalo nickel came in. It's a 27S. It's not bad. We do have maybe 30% of horn left on it. It's really not a bad looking Buffalo nickel for a 27S. I didn't even look up the price on it, mostly because I have. Oh, there it is. I was just gonna say I have no idea where my book is, but I guess I do know where my book is. I can't wait till the new books come out. I think it's April. If anybody knows, they can correct me on that. But I think it's April is when the new red book comes out. 27S in this condition, probably about a $30 nickel. Probably about a $30 nickel in this condition. That's pretty nice. All right, let's get started with these wheat penny rolls. Wheat penny rolls. Like I say, I've bought from this gentleman before on eBay. Um, there's 4 rolls. I paid around, approximately, I paid $10 a piece for these rolls. I've said this many times. Normally speaking, I break even on my wheat penny rolls when I sell them on whatnot. So let's see here. I'll bring that scope down just a tish. Clean it up. There we go. Yeah, very pretty. All right, there we go. 56 Denver. Beautiful little BU. I do have a little. I picked up some of these little half roll. These little they're instead of being a full roll, they're little half roll um, penny jars. I really like them. They work really good if you have a few BU pennies that you want to set aside or whatever. And this roll has a few in it, so I'm gonna grab them out first. Like here's a 57 Denver. Very beautiful. So again, I'll mention this. I'm gonna use this little thing. This little thing here is actually a little deal for oiling watches. But see these little scratches right here? This little mark right there, and there's a couple like a little one there, and there's one that goes up here between the O and N. I know I've mentioned this before to you. These are not scratches, these are die markers. So you gotta know the difference between, this mark here as a scratch and these little tiny ones here as die markers. Rosie likes the pretty ones. I sold a whole roll of pretty ones um, in my stream yesterday. Maybe, I don't remember. They went for, I think, 59, I think it was. That one's not as nice as I thought it was going to be. Another 57. Okay, we'll throw that in our little jar here. All right, let's go through the rest of this roll then. Here's a 25 Denver. Let me adjust these lights here. My scope was just set up for doing watch work. I just had opened up a watch. I just opened up a watch and I was like, oh, I'm going to work on this. And then I looked at the clock and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to work on this. Okay, so this back here. This stuff on here, this was probably stuck in something. This is not damage. This literally, in fact, I'll show you here real quick. This is some type of adhesive on there. Let me grab a Twizzlers. Grab a Twizzlers. This will work. Do. A little more. So what I'm using here to remove that stuff off of the back of this coin is I'm using a little bit of acetone. Now you don't want to leave your coins in acetone for a long time. I mean, just, a few seconds at a time. I mean, this is after only a few seconds. Look at how much better that already looks. Okay? So you take it out, clean it off with a soft cloth just to, start getting the stuff off. But you just keep rinse and repeat kind of a thing, okay? No more than 10 to 15 seconds, I would say, at a time. You have it in there. I just use a tweezers, a nice fine tweezers, and I just hold on to it lightly on the edges, swish it around in there, pull it out, use the nice soft cloth to kind of clean the stuff off with light touch. Otherwise, you'll end up scratching your coin, and that's no fun. And if you leave it in there for the coin in for too long, you'll change the color of the coin, and it'll actually, if you were to grade it, it would come back as cleaned. Ooh, there's a 32 Philly. It's not in the greatest of shape, but That's still a 32 Philly. That's a good coin right there. I think somebody asked me for a 32 Philly last night. Or maybe it was a 31 Denver. I don't know. I get confused a lot of times. Kind of forget what I was doing. I did buy a really nice coin last night online. 32 Philly, we got 9 million, so we got a semi-key date. In this condition, you know, it's not a expensive one, but it's still not bad. Not a bad one there. 51 Denver. But yeah, no, I bought a Indian head penny last night. Which, oh, there we go, lamination. I paid a decent amount for it. But it's an 1897 Indian head penny that's uncirculated. Let's say that again. 1897 uncirculated Indian head. Wow, there's a 31 Philly right there. That's nice. Peace. Those are a couple nice coins. So, yeah, the uncirculated, like I say, I paid a little bit for it, but I sent a picture to Crave, and I know that. I sent a picture of it to a couple people, and they were like, holy heck. It's one that's gonna go off for grading. I have to send it off for grading. I mean, why wouldn't you, right? I mean, let's see if I can find my phone here. I might be able to show you guys a picture of it. Or at least of, you know, like the obverse or something. Let's see here. I have to raise the scope. Of course, this is looking at just a picture of a picture, basically, through my phone, but... And then the reverse. Look at all the detail. Yeah. That's, in a 67, MS-67, that's a $250 coin. Myself and one of my friends who looked at it with me, we both think that it may be a higher grade than that even. Was it a 67? Maybe it's a 66 even. Hold on. Whoops. Wrong number. Wrong thing. Wrong button. It is 65. It's a $250 coin. No, I think it's a red brown or a brown even. But yeah, in a 65, it's a $250 coin. So we're thinking it's 60, possibly upwards of a 67. If it hits 67, we're going to be talking, you know, thousands. So definitely is going off for grading. We're going to see what. See was what. Was what was it was up was what. Ugh. So how's everybody doing? You know, this is the time when we can talk, and you know, I know you guys got to type, but we can just BS. I mean, if you guys really want, I haven't been doing much with the Discord channel, but if you guys want, I can start working with the Discord more often, and we can even have a day where we meet up on the Discord and just talk. I mean, because then you guys, if you have headsets or if just even a microphone or whatever on your laptop or your phone, you know, you can use your phone on Discord. We can actually literally talk to each other on there. just kind of let me know what you're thinking and stuff on that. But no, I mean, this is unlike my whatnot shows where I'm trying to make money on those, right? So I'll talk with you and stuff, but for the most part, I'm just trying to make money. So I'm just continually doing something, boom, 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 right? But here we can actually talk, we can BS, we can have a good time. That's a really nice 49. That's a really nice 49. That is red brown, and that is actually going to get saved. I am going to put that in my book, in my own book. I'm rebuilding my penny book. For those that don't know, um, I literally ripped the pages right out of my book, broke up all the edges and stuff so that I could get all the coins out of my old book, and I sold it off piece by piece, pretty much, coin by coin, and now I've been rebuilding it with some of the nicest coins that I can find. I mean, I literally go and hunt down, well, to start with red coins and then red brown, and I do go back to like brown coins, but if I'm doing a brown coin, then it's got to be in really really nice shape. AU minimum, about uncirculated minimum in brown for me to consider it. So, yeah, it's expensive. I mean, you think about that. Think about trying to get an AU brown 1909 S or a 1909 SVDB. Oh, or a 14 Denver. I mean, I got a 22 Denver in AU brown in there. So you start thinking about, well, how much was a 22 Denver in AU brown? Because the 22 Denver is 7.1 million minted. Yeah, it was like $100 coin. So just that one coin alone was $100. But like I said, I'm trying to build the best I can for a book, or something to leave to the kids, or grandkids, niece, nephew, whoever takes most interest in it, or that I decide to leave it to. So I just want to build, like I say, the best of the best. Yep, I can. I sure can. So to give you an idea of that, I can buy a BU roll of war nickels, for instance. And I know this because I need to buy a BU roll of war nickels anyway. From my dealer for $52 plus shipping. So for under $60, I can get a BU roll of war nickels. Those nickels are, about $5 a piece for in that kind of condition. So that's like $200 for the roll in retail. And that's another thing about being on here. I don't mind telling you guys some of the stuff that, that kind of stuff. My margins? Uh, it depends what I'm selling. Some of my stuff that I sell, what we got going on here? Weird. Maybe somebody tried to plate it? Oh, weird. Some of the stuff I sell, I mean, could be, I might sell for 2 to 3 times what I paid for it. There we go. There's the mama. The Mama Bahama. For those that don't know, 55S. 55S was the lowest mintage in 55. 40 44 million was all. 44.6 million. That's it. So this is a really nice example too of the 55S. Very nice. But no, sometimes I can sell things for 2 to 3 times what I paid. But like silver, I love that people love buying silver from me and stuff. But I pay the same price on silver as you would spot price. Well, a little bit over spot actually. If I go and buy it from my dealer, I pay like $1.50 over spot. So then when I try to sell it, like yesterday when I was selling like those rounds and stuff, and I was like, bid, come on, bid, 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 please bid, bid, bid. You got to realize I just spent $25 on that round, and I'm trying to get you guys to spend like 28, 29, because I still got fees I got to pay, and I want to make a buck or two. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I've sold many things for a loss, many times. And you got to think about this too. When we do giveaways. Not only are we out the item that we just gave away, right? But also we have to pay, like Whatnot doesn't cover the shipping. I have to cover the shipping. So yesterday I gave away 10 items. My coverage of those 10 items was, I think it's $4.99 a piece. So basically like $50 I spent just in shipping. Just for labels, basically. Well, not just for labels, just for the just so that I can print the label. Then I got to pay for the label material myself. I got to pay, the bubbler, the mailer, and all that's mine. Plus the items that I gave away. All those silver certificates. Those technically should sell for $3 to $5 a piece, right? And I just gave all them away too. So, when you get down to the brass tacks on it, I mean, I lost a whole lot of money. Uh, it depends. I mean, if we want to talk about my profits from last year, I profited just shy of $30,000 yet last year. So right now it's in the downward swing. So from basically middle of November until, well, I've been told from the middle of November until like the middle to end of April, it's kind of, really lean. I started last year in June, and man, I was having $1,000 nights every night minimum, and I was doing 3 to 5 shows a week. So I was making, $1,000 to $2,000 a week. Um, but then I watched it like as we got closer to the school year starting, stuff started dropping off a little bit, and then, um, of course, I hit some financial issues myself. I mean that I lost my job in June, so that's why I started doing this originally. So I sold off basically my whole collection. That was a big thing that helped me make a lot of money quick. But then, we had our furnace break, so I had to sell some stuff for that so that I could make some money. But then that money immediately went to pay for the furnace. And then we had some other stuff happen, and I had to have surgery and, prescriptions and this and that and stuff. So like all my money went away like really quick. So then all of a sudden I was broke and I couldn't afford to even buy inventory and stuff. And there's is that 27 or 22? 2070. Damn. I was hoping it was a 22. Anyway, it got bad. So then I took on commissions. So, or not commission, consignments. So the nice thing with the consignments are I don't pay for the coins up front. Um, People send me the coins, and then it's a 50-50 split net. So after all my fees and stuff, we split it 50-50. And you think, some people are like, holy crap, that's a lot for consignment. But what they don't realize is that, A, hey Dennis, A, I take care of everything. All they have to do is box their stuff up and ship it. I take care of all the research to figure out what the products are worth. I take care of if it comes in rolls. I use my flips, staples, and all that to put everything together to do the show. I take care of doing the show. I take care of all the shipping, all the the label, the bubble mailers, all that stuff. I take care of. So, and that comes out of my 50%. So that's why I do it as a 50-50 like that. It works out good. The owner of the items that wants to get rid of a few items, they get some money out of them. I get some money, and everybody usually ends up happy. I know Carol and myself are right now doing a consignment. We did some coins, but now we're doing. He's got a lot of knives, case knives, and so I've been selling those. I just sold literally a case knife. Was it yesterday? I think it was on eBay for him on my eBay store, which is also Tempo Crazed. It sold. It was a case hobo knife, so it had a fork, a spoon, and a knife on it. It all comes apart. Really cool looking knife. Sold for $177.50. Now, of course, I'll have fees that'll come out of that money and stuff. So, and then we'll split the difference once the money becomes available. Because eBay sucks. Unlike Whatnot, where I get paid out within, well, like as soon as I end the show, I get paid. eBay takes, well, the weekend they'll take till the weekday to pay. I think it's usually if it happens on like a Friday afternoon or evening, it's going to be Monday or Tuesday before you get paid. But you even on the weekday, if you sell like on a Monday, it's still a few days before you get paid. So, whatever, right? Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I have a few knives myself. Um, Nothing too insane. I mean, I do have a couple Damascus steel blades, but were like gifts from. Uh, if you go on to Whatnot, there's Sasquatch Watch Peno Boy or yeah Pena Boy. He's used to be just Pena Boy on there selling coins. Good friend of mine. He gave me a knife, and then I got another Gunk that's on there. He also sells a lot of knives, and he gave me one too. So, hey Dan. So I mean, I do have a couple Damascus steel knives. I have a big old like hunting knife that I got from one of them for just shipping. That one I use for like down at the lake and stuff for making kindling and stuff. So. So, yeah, I don't have a whole bunch. I mean, most of my knives are for used for opening letters. Like I have one that's this green, ugly green thing right there. I mean, this is a locking blade, but it's a just a razor blade. That's what I use quite a bit here for lock for doing letters and stuff, or like our packages when we get them. I do have this pocket knife. A good friend of mine gave me the M&P Smith & Wesson knife. One of my whatnot friends actually gave me that knife. So that one I use for pretty much anything else that I want to use a knife for, but I don't want to break a razor blade on. It also fits really nice on my holster for my handgun, so which is also at S&W. So I really like Smith & Wesson handguns and their knife, obviously. So main use. Main use is to stab a bitch. No. Oh, stick a pig. That's it. As in an oink oink, not a, you know. Oh, yeah. What the hell is that? Oh my god, look at this. You think that's seen better days? I, I don't have words. Wow. Somebody really didn't like that Indian head, huh? Oofda. Oh, there's a 1918S. So my handgun is a S&W. It's a Sigma series, which a lot of people hated. Um, and the biggest hate reason is because the trigger pull is really heavy on it. I took care of that with a kit that lightened the trigger pull up considerably on it. From I think they come at like 7.6 is what they are originally, and it lightened it up to like 2.3, which makes a huge difference. Um, I have a friend that's actually a Glock uh, um, gunsmith, and because the Smith & Wesson got sued by Glock because of the Sigma series, is like it's pretty much a direct clone of the Glock. Um, so anyway, he was able to assist me in putting in a trigger kit into my Smith, and once it was done, my 40 cal Smith it's literally my favorite gun. I have others. I have a handgun wise, I have a Walther P22 for plinking. Love that gun. It's got two barrels with it, two different lengths of barrels with it. Love it. I also have a Heritage Rough Rider 6-shooter, single action revolver, and that runs 22 long rifle, and then I have a different barrel for it, or not barrel for it, different a chamber barrel for it to run 22 mag rounds. That's actually a really cheap gun too. I think those handguns for that, because it's made by Taurus, that Heritage Rough Riders single action 6-shooter, I think was like, well, from my FFA gun dealer here in town, another buddy of mine, I think it cost me $130 from him. It was so cheap. And then I ordered the other chambering barrel online from Taurus for, I think that was like another $50 or something. And then I also ordered the wooden box to put it in. Then it has the separate area for the second chamber. So just the whole kit and or caboodle. You love your Heritage? Do you have the same one, the 22? Ooh, 1911, nice. My dad's got a 1911. I think that's what he has. I don't know. His buddy keeps giving him guns, so. Nice. My grandfather, he was a special police officer with originally with Northern Pacific, and then Burlington Northern, and then BNSF. And for a while there, he carried a 38 Special. But then he got his last gun was a 38 Special. The gun before that, was it that way? Was it a 38 Special? Yeah, it was a 38 Special was his last gun. The one before that was a 357 Magnum that he had got from an Oklahoma state trooper. So, unfortunately, I mean, I know where the 38 Special is. Oh, there we go. 31D. Sweet. Very sweet. 31D. That's a semi-key right there. 4.4 million. The 38 Special is actually in my uncle's possession. It is the gun that was used to kill my grandfather. So the firing pin has been filed off. It will never shoot again. What? Yeah. Happened a while back here. You can look it up. Coon Rapids, Minnesota murder. Um, in was it 2000? Oh, 2000. What was it? I don't even remember now. Anyway, my my aunt's estranged husband showed up on the doorstep at my. She was living with my grandfather with her kids and stuff. Showed up on the doorstep and wanted to see if he could move in and live there after he got out of jail for like his last DUI and stuff. And my aunt was like, "Well, it's up to Dad, um, my 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 grandfather." And my grandfather was really heavy into family together things. So he said yes, and it was fine for a while. But then something happened in there and stuff, and uh, just in the end, what happened was that Mike, the strange guy, he went and got after my grandfather was retired. He still had his gun and everything. He went and got the gun, got the bullets, put the bullets in the gun. Went up to the back of my grandfather when he wasn't looking, put the gun up to the back of his head and pulled the trigger. He's dead now. He died in prison, so that makes me happy-ish. I wish that Minnesota had the death penalty and would have just, knocked his lights out immediately. But that whole beggars choosers thing, right? So yes, he was a law enforcement officer that was retired and killed with his own duty weapon. So when people talk about gun control and stuff, and they're all uppity arms about gun control and stuff, I don't believe that unless I will sit and listen to anybody who wants to talk about gun control if they've been involved with some kind of a shooting or anything like that. But if they're just talking out their pie hole, talking out their ass about shit that they know nothing about. I don't have time of day for them. I really don't. And honestly, gun control don't work anyway. So, I mean, Mike didn't go and buy that gun. He got it. I mean, it was my grandfather's. It was in his briefcase. He went and grabbed it, and it was all premeditated. That's why he went away for life, because they found an empty box of rounds was in the hamper underneath some clothes, along with the holster for the gun. So he tried to hide that stuff, and then he, like I said, my grandfather was on blood thinners, so he at least bled out right away, but or was dead like immediately. But right, exactly. So he, the guy, Mike, his name was again, like I said, Bethke was his last name. Uh, Bethke. I don't care if you know who the hell it was. Anyway, he um, killed him and then went upstairs, and he had a lot of blood on him from, spatter, and went upstairs and was dripping on the carpet there, and then put the gun on the table, and then went and sat down by the phone, called 911, and said, "I killed my father-in-law." And we got to hear the recording in court. It was very disturbing. Um, Basically, he said he killed his father-in-law. The 911 operator asked, are you? What do you mean? Are you sure he's dead? Blah blah blah. Well, that kind of stuff. And then you hear Mike yell for the basement where my grandfather was. Are you dead yet, you son of a bitch? So, you know, I have very strong feelings on gun control. Like I say, if you're a law-abiding citizen, I have no problem with you having a gun. Ooh, a 13 Denver, sweet. I suppose I should give you numbers on a 13 Denver, huh? 13 Denver, 15.8 million. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Big lamination there. But, yeah. I mean, like I say, I have guns. I mean, just behind me, if I turn around and look, I see a Benelli 12 gauge, I see a Remington 12 gauge, and I see a Savage Arms 308 set up as a sniper rifle. It's got the Aki trigger on it, which is freaking amazing. If you've never used a Savage Arms with an Aki trigger, oh, you're missing it. And if you're not familiar with it, I'll tell you what an Aki trigger is. It's a two-stage trigger. So you pull it to the first stage, and then it only takes 1 pound of pressure to fire. Right. I mean, I don't know. Have any of you heard Tom MacDonald? He's an American rapper, independent rapper. Actually, he's a Canadian rapper who is now an American. He's more American than most Americans, really. Um, but he has a song out called American Flag, which I absolutely positively love this song. If you haven't heard it yet, go look it up on YouTube at some point. It's on there, called American Flag by Adam Calhoun and Tom MacDonald. He literally Adam in the song says, "Why you think we have all these guns? They're not just for hunting. The government wants all this stuff. It's only treason if you're losing." Well, basically saying, hey, we as Americans have a lot more guns than you do. It's only treason if you lose. And then he goes on to say, like, when we're running, we're just reloading, So it's like we're not actually running away. We're just reloading our gun, getting away long enough to reload. Um, I love I love his music. The one he put out not too long ago here called Facts with Ben Shapiro was awesome. But well, that's just it. Like my wife says, she was like, "Wow, if we go up against the U.S. government, we're gonna lose because they have all the military." And I said, "Well, first off, unless Posse Comitatus is redacted, the military can't come up against us anyway. National Guard could, but National Guard's ran by the different states. So the only state that is the only states that are going to go that would possibly protect the government would be those that are way to the left, right? California, those places. Um, Washington, Oregon. But otherwise, like North Dakota's North Dakota's National Guard. Yeah, North Dakota put in some really cool laws lately, and within the last like 5 6 years, stuff like in national emergencies. So some states have it so that in the state of emergency, like if there was a huge attack, let's say on the United States or something, and the police and fire or police and the guard and this and that all need guns, they can literally come and take them from you to use to defend the country. North Dakota put in a law that said no. North Dakota citizens' guns are their guns. Federal government is not allowed to come in and take their guns. Period. And they also put in a law that says that local law enforcement is not allowed to assist the federal government in removing a firearm from a like if say if I had a bump stock and the ATF came in and wanted to take it from me, they would have to come here by themselves to try to take it from me because the local law enforcement is not allowed to help ATF with something like that. So, I love my state. I grew up in Minnesota, and man, I'm so glad I'm not there anymore. Because Minnesota just put in so many new laws. Like, they followed Illinois on the gun law that basically says that, well, pretty much a freaking handgun in Minnesota is now an assault rifle. Oh, yeah, our sheriff is awesome. So, during the riots, during the riots, from the whole George Floyd thing, so we have an open carry here. Um, there's some laws that are on that go with it, but I'm not going to get into that. But during the protest downtown, there was a group of people in Fargo that were walking their way towards downtown. They had big old hunting knives or K bars on them. They had handguns on their sides, and they all were strapped with ARs. And a bunch of calls came into law enforcement about it, but the local Fargo Police Department was too busy dealing um, with the whole march and protest and stuff to do anything. So they sent the sheriff or the sheriff's department. Sheriff's department literally went over there and said, "Hey, listen, legally, I can't stop you from doing this. You guys are well within the rights of North Dakota law to be doing this. We can't stop you. We can't do nothing about it. But I'm going to ask you to please turn around and go back home and just sit there because here's the thing," he says. "We don't want there to be an accidental shooting where we see you with a gun, even though you're raising it towards somebody else, maybe doing something wrong or whatever, or threatening your life. We see you and we shoot you, or you shoot one of us. It's just safer if you guys just turn around and go back home and let law enforcement take care of this." And they said, "Well, we're going down to protect some businesses that are our friends." And law enforcement again just said, "I can't stop you. from doing that. But I'm asking you please not to. And they didn't. They ended up turning around and walking away and going back home and not going downtown. Now, this was in the news locally here, and you should have seen the comments on Facebook underneath this post from all the leftists around the area. Oh my God, they were carrying an open firearm. Why weren't they arrested? Blah, 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 all this stuff. You know, the city of Fargo was put into a city of emergency, blah, 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 that, you know, they shouldn't have been allowed to have those guns, even if it's state law, this and that and stuff. And the sheriff himself commented back to all these people and said, listen, I don't care what the Fargo City law said or what their state of emergency stuff said. We followed North Dakota state law. North Dakota state law makes it legal for them to possess those firearms and legal for them to carry them the way they were carrying them. They were 100% legal in their right to do it. And if Fargo police would have stopped them, they would have been sued easily because this is law. Leave it alone. It was just like, boom, done. I was like, thank you, Mr. Sheriff. Also, when the riots started downtown Fargo, it was hilarious. Nobody was killed. There was a few injuries and stuff, but basically the Fargo police, the National Guard, unlike a lot of other places where the National Guard was told you can't carry a gun, National Guard here, they showed up with frickin' Humvees with 30 cals mounted on them, on top of them and stuff. And basically people were told, disperse. If you don't disperse, like, you got 10 minutes to disperse. That's it. I guess there was one shooting. It was somebody shot themselves in the foot or something. Idiot. Like a protester had a gun and like was shot himself in the foot or the leg or something. But yeah, when nobody would disperse or whatever, and then they started like smashing cop cars and whatever, the SWAT team, the Sheriff's Department, the State Troopers, the National Guard, and the Fargo Police Department went way out, surrounded, and then just started marching in and got them all surrounded in one spot in the middle of downtown Fargo. Like, they went down the alleys and everything and just kind of pushed everybody to one spot. And they said, okay, you literally can walk away right now. Raise your hand. We'll pat you down and let you walk away right now. You have 30 seconds to comply. Otherwise, you're all going to jail. And people started yelling and getting rowdy and stuff. They threw some gas in. Everybody was on the ground. They went through and cuffed everybody. And I think it was the next day I see them do the same thing in Minneapolis. I was like, huh, you got to learn from us Hicks how to do stuff, huh? Idiots. Sorry. I was not happy with them. The protests came close to my house, and I tell you what, I had my guns loaded, sitting out ready just in case. Yeah. Well, we've had, you know, and I don't know if this is the same everywhere, but like in North Dakota, to be the sheriff, you don't actually have to have a peace officer's license because you don't have to have a peace officer's license because it's an elected position. So we've actually had sheriffs, not in my county, but in other counties in the state who don't have peace officer's license, who have become sheriffs voted in by the people, and then they have to go through and get at least their part-time peace officer's license and everything. But yeah, it's really kind of cool that yeah. Anyway, that was the fourth roll. All those pennies basically went into the bucket, except for like a few that I kept out. Again, like I said, I don't make a lot on my rolls when I sell them, so I try to keep out some of the nicer pennies. So like all the nice BU ones went into the little roll here to be either sold separately or sold off as a roll or whatever. And then I kept some of the nicer like 16S, you know, 32 Philly, 31 Philly, 31 Denver, 20, this 27 because I want to dip this in acetone and get rid of some of this black stuff and see what I think of it after that. 32 Denver, 13 Denver, and then this one for my book is 49. That's all I kept out of all those rolls. The rest just go into the bucket. They get turned into rolls. There is 2 rolls worth of 43s in there that'll be going in for the next rolls. Hopefully I can get some more stuff in before Wednesday's Wheat Penny Wednesday show so that I can make a whole bunch of rolls up for you guys and gals that come in and want to buy rolls. You always get an idea of what's going to be in them by, well, what we look at here together. So the only other thing that came in, like I said, was I did get some watches in. This one here, I just took apart. This Caraval. This is in working condition. This is about a $300 watch. I think I paid about $25 for it. So look at this. Look at this reverse. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Just a gorgeous little thing. So anyway, that's one of the ones that I'll be fixing, and then I'll sell it. What else did we get here? Got a Geneva quartz. Really cool looking little watch though too. This Timex I really like. I haven't really opened it up yet, but that's a really neat little watch there. Let's see what else we got here. Here's a Bunros. This is a day date, it's called. Very cool little watch. Quartz, so it is battery operated. So a lot of these battery operated ones, I have like, I don't know, 300 or 400 batteries in stock, except for frickin' EcoDrive batteries because they're too damned expensive to keep in stock. Frickin' $30 a piece, minimum. But otherwise, normal batteries, I keep a bunch of them available. This is called a tank because it looks kind of like a tank. It's just a variation on the tank. So, and then I got, this is actually a watch mainspring in there for another watch that I'm already working on. That's I don't even know what the heck I did with it now. It's the Invicta. It's an Invicta. It's all in pieces parts right now, but it needed a mainspring. The mainspring was broke in a couple places. And then there was a couple other things. It needs a stem and crown, I think it was too. But again, that's a Invicta's not a very liked brand, usually speaking, or a lot of times speaking. But the older Invictas are, and that's what this is. So it's a really nice looking little Invicta from the 40s. Anyway, so anybody else got any questions about Maybe not so much watches, but about coins. Yeah, it's interesting, but I don't know. I was thinking about doing some videos on it, but honestly, it takes. I mean, for instance, like this watch, and some of you've seen this DeFonte before. I love this watch. I really do. It runs so smoothly, so nicely. Completely rebuilt, new crystal on it. The whole inside was taken apart, serviced, everything. This is it's actually about a $350 watch. I love this watch. It's up for sale right now, actually. If somebody would be interested in it, it's I don't have it for 350. I think it's up for, I want to say 3 or 250, something like that. But anyway, this watch is just so nice. It's an automatic, so as you walk with it on or whatever, it's got a counterweight in there that spins to wind the watch and stuff. So, all right, Commander. Thanks for swinging in. So, this is one of my favorites, but it took a few months to fix. So it's like I'd have to store the all the stuff on my computer until yep, self-winding. I'd have to store all the stuff on my computer until I'm ready to, or until I get parts in and whatever else. So it's just, I don't know. And I don't use the, they always use like those little finger cots, I don't, I hate them. So anyway, any other questions on coinages before we take off? I mean, I've been on for a little over an hour now. I mean, I got a couple other little coins in, but they weren't anything spectacular. Like, here's a 68S penny, which I've got tons of anyway. And there was a bunch of these little, like, there's a 69 Denver, or 69 San. There's a 69 San Francisco and a 69 Philly. That one's actually got some nice toning on it. Stuff like that in these little cellophane wrappers from proof sets and uncirculated sets. So, nothing too spectacular. So, anyway, everybody, thanks for coming in. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to me yammer on. Again, remember to like, share, subscribe, all those good things, comment, all those fun, wonderful things. And we'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully on Monday, huh? Hopefully on Monday. I'm gonna talk to my. Thanks. Hey, Dennis, did you get that back put back on? I don't know why it would have came off. I thought I had it snapped in all the way. Oh, okay. Alrighty, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. See ya.